So we're gonna react to Gamer Empress, and she's talking about Alyssa Mercante came after me out of nowhere. You won't believe why, which is weird because Alyssa Mercante just went after. I know why. Alyssa Mercante got fucking owned by Asmongold, the person that's known by many fans, and that now she's going after somebody who has 2,000 subscribers. That's so fucking scummy. By the way, having 2,000 subscribers, good on you. That's more power to you. That's, by the way, let me move my big head out of the way. Okay. But I still never understood why Ellie stopped at the end of the game. Like, bitch, you went through everything and you're already there, so finish it. The reason is because Neil Druckmann. It has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with it.
I decided to make this fun post. Well, for me, it was a fun idea to make a comparison between me and Abby from The Last of Us 2 game. And the comparison was just meant to be literally that, just fun. Because as some of you know, all the women in The Last of Us don't look really feminine.
No, they don't.
Wear all of those baggy clothes. Okay, I know it's post-apocalyptic world, but we all know that they don't look really that attractive overall.
Nope.
And that these days is a trend in a Western video game industry.
That's
so
how
Abby
Western
from
games
The
do.
Last of Us 2 is basically this very jacked woman who has the muscle definition, size.
That's what it was right there. She was sleeping in one of the like just a random room, and I stood there, and I was just like, I'm playing as Abby now. I really wanted to stop right there, but I finished the whole fucking game. Bro, I was like...
Strength even, or the overall shape of what we can expect from a man. So that makes her very unrealistic, especially in a post-apocalyptic world where you don't have enough of resources to get a jack like that.
Yeah, like I said, steroids. There's no way that she would get this big unless she had steroids. She can gain mass. She can gain mass. She can gain muscle mass. But in order for her to get not only at that height, but she's also got the build mostly of a man, and she eliminated her tits. And when she was a kid, she had her chest was normal, and then they deformed the shit out of that. Like, it was weird. I was just like, okay, Abby when she was young, normal kid. Now she's a full-grown adult, and I feel like she had some magical elixir, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I like how they showed a whole fucking gym right when you started playing as Abby. Like, oh, well, she was working out. Can't you see that she was working out with the boys and stuff? Shut the fuck up. Ain't no woman looking like that without certain, you know, incentives. Oh, I saw right through that shit so fast.
Now, I do remember in the game that we have a fitness, so she would have had access to weights and she would work out. Great, that's amazing. But in natural progression and what women are capable of doing naturally isn't possible to get really that jacked because
not only, yeah, like she said. Well, let her finish.
her muscle density that is depicted in the game is also very severe. And so the idea of my post was to show myself and my...
Right there, that's what I wanted to show. Her height is basically the same height as that man that's right up in front. This one Hispanic dude, whatever, Latino fucking dumbass. Her height skyrocketed. I know she was a kid before, but there was a moment where she found out her father died at the beginning, and she had pretty much a normal girl height. And then there was a moment where she was chilling with one of the side characters, and she was already in this sort of faction. She was already in the faction, but she still looked almost the same as what she did when she was a kid. She just had more to her chest, and that was pretty much. She didn't gain anything, like muscle mass or anything. And then she skyrockets. She's already in the faction. She looks normal. She's a normal young woman. And then she skyrockets. Not only is her height up, but also her whole bone density and mass is astronomical. I don't even think steroids can do that shit. You showed me the beginning, middle, and end of what she looked like. And you want to tell me she had food in a gym? Get the fuck out of here. If you didn't show me the beginning, middle, and end of what Abby looked like, I'd be like, maybe you're right. But they gave me so much evidence that she was actually normal the whole damn time.
My 10-year progression in training and to compare myself with Abby. So I can say, hey, girls, if you work out, you can expect to still be feminine and still have a toned muscular physique, but not that of what we see in Abby. Is also a fictional character, by the way, she's not real. And I showed my pictures with my definition and all those things. Now, I'm not monetized on Twitter. I do not have the check mark, so I cannot write a novel about my training and how I do it and all those things to give.
Wait, I didn't understand what you were saying. Go back real quick.
So I can say, hey, girls, if you work out, you can expect to still be feminine and still have a toned muscular physique, but not that of what we see in Abby. Is also
sure.
a fictional character, by the way.
Get that on my screen.
And I showed my pictures
okay, gotcha.
with my definition and all those things.
Yeah.
I'm not monetized on Twitter. I do not have the check mark, so I cannot write a novel about my training and how I do it and all those things to give more context to what does it mean to train for 10 years. Well, I'm gonna explain to you that, guys, but first, the point of this video is that Alicia Mikante, out of nowhere, literally, because this post...
I heard what you just said. I just needed 2 seconds to... Alright, continue.
...was not directed to anyone, let alone her. It was just to say that game devs are going to make you look like a man in today's Western games, not training itself. Look
at like this is part of the game too. That's her chest. She has a man's chest. They eliminated, there is no titty muscle at all. I've seen women who go crazy for bodybuilding. This is not it. It's not the same. Because I've seen, there are also, basically there's not a post-apocalyptic era right now in 2025. Women that have worked out and used steroids looked almost like her, but they still had this right here. There's also women that get toned up and they still have their tits. They destroyed everything right in the front. Everything.
Self will just emphasize what you already have, and especially if you're a feminine woman.
Also, look on her sides as well. That's the body of a man right there. All this right here, you're supposed to have a certain level of curves right here. Otherwise, it should show all metal. I mean, not metal, but what's the word I'm looking for? It's supposed to show all muscle right here, but it's just fat. If she had fat on the side right there, because I'm not seeing any muscle mass on the side, she's supposed to have a little bit of a curvature right here. But they just said, no, man, that's a man's body. I'm over here just like, bro, I've drawn before. I know how to draw. That doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna masculine her, she has to have muscle here, here, all the way up to here. Obviously steroids if we're talking about her body. But you also have, it seems like she's got a 4-pack. She should have a 6-pack if she's working out this hard. There is so, it's like she's got muscle mass, but she's also doesn't have that too many muscles. Like, she should have muscles right here, but it doesn't show for some odd reason. But she has a lot of muscle and veins showing on the arms. Like, the middle area, they just said fuck it. They just said fuck it. And also, here's another thing. The shoulders, right here. This is how you can really find out. Right here. Collarbone right here. That's a man's. Man's through and through. Look at her. Look at Empress. She's a woman. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's an obvious reference. And look, even though she works out, she still has a curvature. So that means not only is Abby eating up the fuck out of our food, she's also using steroids. It has to be. Or none of this really matters and Neil Druckmann just put this character out there just for the sake of him getting off. Maybe that's it. That's just it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. This isn't oh, there's a reason for everything. No, just throw out everything that I just said. It has nothing to do with anything. You want to know the reason why none of this makes sense? Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann likes it. He's the Quentin Tarantino of not even tomboys, just ugly fucking women.
With the hourglass shape, like
I'm not gonna do that to tomboys. Tomboys are hotter.
Gains because women like me were not really prone to build muscle, and there's more athletic women that don't really have hips that are flat or round.
What did I say? What did I say? We were talking about the hips.
And they can build a lot more muscle
Abby
and
stole
look
my
more
apple
jacked than
pie.
me, but that's still not to the extent that Abe is depicted in the game. So all of a sudden, like I've said, Licia Mikante, with whom I never interacted in my life, decided to just call me out and post this, and then this, and then I got
Come back up.
and post this.
Training for 10 plus years and your shoulders still lack stration and the biceps have barely any definition. Change your routine up, girl. Okay, she's a bit of a dick, but alright.
And then this.
Okay, unfortunately you guys are gonna have to see this, but it's gonna be okay. By the way, she kind of proves herself wrong. What did we just talk about? We just said women are always gonna have hips. They're always gonna be sort of an hourglass, unless you're a fat fuck, okay? She just outed herself. She just did. She just did. There's that. Unfortunately, we're seeing this. And you want to know the crazy thing is? Even though Alyssa Mercante is a fucking piece of shit, she has more ass than Abby. She has more ass than Abby, and she's got the hips. And also, the shoulder blades. Nice job on the shoulder blades. I guess she is doing work. I'm gonna give props to where it's due. You know, I'm not a complete asshole. But also, if her routine is this, her body is more fit to be Abby than Abby is, because Abby's body is less realistic. Her body, Alyssa Mercante's body, is what, plus 5 years, 0 years knowing kowtowing to chuds online. Yeah, she's retarded, but good job on working out. But she just outed herself, and I was like, yo, there it is. That's the actual. And you know these things right here? What are these things called? I forgot. The shoulder blades, isn't it? The shoulder blades. Her shoulder blades is small like a woman's, just like just like empresses. So when you work out, you do your body and your shoulder blades. Shoulder blades for men are going to be prominently more, like, a lot bigger than women's. Hers makes sense. So congratulations, everybody. Alyssa Mercante is a woman. It turns out there's no weird genders with Alyssa today. But her shoulder blades are smaller. For some odd reason, Abby's shoulder blades are huge like Brock Lesnar. So I don't know why she showed a picture of the very truth. So basically all Alyssa Mercante is just doing is she's just being a bitch to another woman so she could just flame some sort of bullshit. That's all she's doing. That's all she's doing. She just wants to start shit. She gets mean comments on the internet because that's just how it is. That's just how the internet is. That's just how it goes. So stop being a little bitch. When you say stupid stuff online, or when you say anything online, you might get some hate. But if you say some outlandish shit, you're gonna get even more hate. Well, so cry me a liver, Alyssa. Okay, cry me a river. So your only antidote for anybody disagreeing with you is to just lash out on anybody. That's who Alyssa is. That's who she is. So I'm over here just like, congratulations, Alyssa, you're working out. Stop being a bitch, please. You see what I mean? It's weird. You'll work out, and that's great. I think more people should work out and go to the gym. And I also wish that more people would stop being a fucking weird like Alyssa. That would be great. That would make her slightly more attractive. That would be a 5% bonus to attractiveness meter.
And then I got...
Didn't she just get on Smash JT and then she got on Asmongold and now she's going on... So Alyssa's just going everywhere to different people. I think both ladies are working out and by the way, I think that's great because everybody has their own different routine. There's a reason why probably people want to be more attractive to Empress, not because of just her looks, but also the fact, like, if somebody was going to choose to whether or not to have a date with Alyssa or Empress, most people would go with Empress because she looks more feminine. She has her own workout routine that fits with her. That's just how it is. So when Alyssa Mercante says 10 plus years, but you didn't do shit, and I'm like, Alyssa, her workout routine is different than yours. Yours, however, great job, but you look like a fucking man. All right? Awesome job. Funny thing is, Alyssa Mercante, before she did all this Kotaku shit, she looked normal. She still looked like an egghead, but she looked normal. But props for working out. This one on the left, some people might like, but more people like the one on the right. That's just how it is. Men will probably flock to the right. Also, redheads get a +5 bonus, but also a -20 bonus to probably being crazy. I'm sorry, redheads, that's just how it is. He's like, I colored my hair. It doesn't matter if you colored your hair. It's red now. So it's a debuff. The crazy meter goes up, whether or not you color your hair red or not.
A few hate comments, nonsense. This guy here that obviously...
You're weak as dog shit. LMAO. Look at my gains, bro. And it's less muscle than a Fent addict. LMFAO. You're weak as dog shit. Mrs. Uncle... Pick any pronouns for me. 30. Just a girl from Detroit. Wait. With the little information that I'm getting from Mrs. Uncle Clit, not only do you sound like a retard, but you sound mentally ill. You sound like you're about to scratch up somebody's fucking Tesla car right goddamn now. How is it? Well, let's start from the top and work our way bottom, okay? Mrs. Uncle Clit. What the fuck kind of name is that? Figure out where you're going with that. That's the uncle and then clit. I'm just gonna assume you're a man. Cause that's the safest bet right there. What the fuck, Mrs. Uncle Clit? What the Anyway, moving down. Clit's your uncle. Jesus fucking... Bro. Your family needs to see your name and be like, listen, you can't be around my children anymore. I'm sorry, we saw your Twitter account. You can't be around my kids anymore. Pick any pronouns for me. You're a man. I'm just gonna assume it right now. 30 years old, so whether or not you're a man or a woman, your number is up. Cause, I'm sorry, your name is Mrs. Uncle Clit, and you're 30 years old. You need to be sweet as you can be when you're 30 plus. You can't be this outlandish and weird at 30 plus. You ain't getting no dick, pussy? Dick, pussy? I don't fucking know. Just a girl from Detroit. If you did... You just said pick any So let me get this straight. The pronouns don't matter, but they do matter. So you could just throw whatever pronouns you want on yourself, but I thought they mattered. So which one are... Oh, it doesn't matter which pronoun it is it? And then you're just like, just a girl from Detroit. Oh, so you're a girl now. Man? I'm just like, any pronouns will do. By the way, I'm a girl from Detroit. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Anyway. Jesus fucking Christ, we're not done. You're weak as dog shit, LMAO. By the way, if if you put 2 LMAOs in one sentence, that means you know your joke didn't land. You know your joke didn't land, and you're hoping that somebody would see, but it's in a DM. You're hoping if you say LMAO twice, that somebody else is laughing at your joke. But you know it sucks. You know your joke's trash. You're just saying things. You know it doesn't make any sense. You see Empress, and you're just like, damn, she looks better than me. Maybe it's because she's a woman and you're probably a man in Detroit. But you just say, look at my gains, bro, and it's less muscle than a This sentence doesn't even make sense. So you're illiterate now? What? Wait, you're illiterate? And and let me guess, you don't know your pronouns, you don't know your sex, and you're illiterate? Pick a fucking struggle. God fucking. Let's continue.
Honestly, it's so hateful that he probably just is used to being so.
He just. That's my girl, right? He probably just. She knows. She. He's probably just. Did you say he, Empress? She knows. She.
So evil, I don't know. But how can you come to someone and just attack them like that? That has no integrity, no moral compass. Do you think that it is okay to just attack a random girl on the internet just because I said something about a fictional character that she looks like a man? That's, of course, it's an expression. We can all see that she's a woman that's very freaking manly, and that's just not realistic, especially not in the context of a post-apocalyptic world.
Also, she's ugly. She's fucking ugly. Props to Laura Bailey, though. She did the best she could. She never should have gotten any death threats from anybody. She was just voice acting, and she was just doing her job. Other than that, the model, whoever worked on the model, whoever chose the model, should be fucking fired. That's the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen. If I wanted Joel to get killed, it might as well be some badass, crazy, sort of hobo-like looking dude. It either somebody who's badass looking or the rule of cool, and I would be like, oh shit, this person really wants to kill Joel. He or she looks fucking badass or cool looking or slightly attractive. No, they gave us potato bodied fucking muscular chick.
This is common sense. What is there to not understand? And why do you have to be offended from her behalf and she's not real? And why Alyssa came to attack me? Now, I
What was that? 10 years of shake weight training goes hard, not gonna lie. I don't know what that means. I don't think appealing to the grossest men online is the move. We're predominantly men, and we don't care whether or not you call us gross or not. But mainly gamers are men, and I would say 25 to 30% are women. And so if you want to make the money, you do right by us and don't give us a fucking ugly, unattractive piece of shit, poorly written character. If you want to make that money, and by the way, it took them a while to get that money back, but they got all these awards though. Those awards were made and curated by Jeff Keighley and all those other fucking freaks. Okay? How many times do I gotta tell you guys? Game of the Year awards, 10% of the vote is you. The rest is Pride Magazine, IGN, for some odd reason, not Kotaku. Maybe that's Alyssa's fault, maybe not. But Variety Magazine has more pull to a vote on Game of the Year than you do. Let that sink in. You should hit the gym harder. I'm seeing all these people say you should hit the gym harder, and they all have like little cartoon like avatars and shit. I mean, come correct. At least Alyssa Mercante, at least she came out, looks the way she is. She knows she looks like an egghead, but she actually works out pretty well. By the way, that picture might be old because she's bald now. Okay, I know on that picture that she just showed us, it was an old picture of her back when she had blonde hair. Well, she's bald now. So whatever time period that picture was when she was working out, it probably doesn't correlate to what her body is right now because she works at Starbucks. So I don't know if she's got the money for like a gym card right now. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I don't know, but at least she had enough gonads to actually show her own body. The funny thing is, Alyssa's working out. She's got an OnlyFans. And motherfuckers don't want to hit that shit. That's the funny shit. That's the funny shit. That's the real funny shit. She's working out, but nobody wants to fucking touch the bitch. That's the fucking crazy thing. That's the weird shit. It's like, oh man, I'm working out, I'm doing all this. Why doesn't anybody like me? Well. Only the people that want to agree with her really want to be around her, and even if that's the case, they don't want to marry her. She's just a fling. All the men that have actually ever fucked her know that she's just a fling. Okay, so so it doesn't matter who is working out more or what kind of regiment is doing what. What matters is how you carry yourself. Okay. Oh, cool. You worked out. Did you mention something about calling people stupid shit online? Was that you? Was that you? That was you, right? It's like, was that you that did this, and this online? Did you remember that Farm Folks game and you told the Farm Folks developers like that weird shit? I remember, Alyssa Mercante. How are you supposed to be attractive or actually... Okay, cool, you work out at the gym. You're a fucking scumbag. You see what I mean? That's why you're always gonna be a fucking fling. That's why you have an OnlyFans account. Oh, cool, awesome, you're working out. You're a sleazebag, though.
I do know that this is what she does with a lot of people. I just want this to be recorded that I did not provoke Alyssa. I don't want to talk to her.
So the Orbiters have the audacity to insult this beautiful woman when they look like this. Huh? who's this? Who's this guy that looks like Jesus who left the Bible? This guy with two eyes that just separate from each other. This motherfucker looks like if Jesus and a frog fucked, the son that comes out of that probably looks like this. No, he doesn't read the Bible, but he's definitely on Twitter though. That's who Toasty is. Was that what I'm getting? I apologize, Jesus. I apologize. That joke was too much. I'm just saying. Who's this? I keep on bringing this up. I apologize. Go ahead.
And by the way, she said that she's gonna talk to me personally, but she never did. She basically called me transphobic, and Abby is not a man.
Abby is not a man? Yeah, they specify literally, because I don't think the pronouns were palpable. Yeah, the pronoun shit didn't happen when... I think it was... Yeah, the pronoun shit didn't happen until after Last of Us Part 2, if I'm correct. Let me know about that. But yeah, Abby was not... She was not trans. She was... You know, like, nobody brought up the trans shit until, like, 20... I would say, you know what, just to be safe, the whole trans shit didn't start happening until 2019? I'd say... I might be going too far, but it's 2020 is when it really came out. When it really was fucking crazy. Also, deleted about the lifting girl posting transphobic shit reached out directly. First of all, get some help if you're trans. Okay? Am I transphobic? Yes, I am. Get some help. Okay? I'm not going to do this whole... For me, I'm the transphobic one. But my thing is, if you're trans, get some help. That's what I'm saying. Because every time when I meet a trans person, I can tell that they're at the edge of their life. It's just true. I'm not going to do this whole thing where I help and curate you and be like, oh man, I accept you. No, get help. Just like I had to get help with my own thing. I'm not going to do this whole teeter-tottering with people that want to fight women in a women's sport. You know, be a man and fight a woman in a woman's sport. No, I'm not helping with that. She's not the transphobic one. I'm the one. I don't know why we brought up trans out of nowhere. That's just how Alyssa is. I don't know how Alyssa can even have a conversation online. She needs to get back and get my fucking iced latte. She needs to get back to where's my fucking drink.
She is not a man who is transitioning to become a woman, so how can I be transphobic?
She's just saying words to just throw out there and to see if it sticks. I mean, she doesn't have any likes. She knows exactly what the type of person she is. She's just throwing shit so she can get some money or some clicks. She's a raging fucking viewer boner type of person who will... Her best thing, she can't be nice in order to get clicks. That doesn't work with her. That whole idea of being nice to your neighbor thing, and maybe you can succeed, that shit that doesn't happen with her. Her thing is, let me be mean to people and see if I'll get anything. Just like Toasty, just like her, they're all the fucking same. They're losers. Okay? I think being nice and being kind are... When I see people like that, I don't ever want to change their mind on anything. Keep on keeping on. Do your best. You want to be nice to people. You want to be kind. Awesome. Well, when people try to be mean to just get money or clicks or views or some shit, I stay away from those individuals.
Especially in that context, to call someone to say that a woman looks like a man is pretty common. There are many women that actually look like a man for many different reasons. Sometimes they know that, they own that, they're okay with it. It's just how they are, and they like themselves that way. So, okay, you can be offended from a fictional character's behalf, and even if you are, why would you attack me? This is my position, it is my opinion. It's also a common knowledge that she is perceived as a manly woman because she is. Her muscles are far beyond what a woman can build. Her muscular physique is extremely dense. This is
And only
something
if
that you
she
have
uses
to also
steroids.
sustain with a lot of food. And with
Yeah, like she has a point as well. You have to maintain that. You have to maintain that. You know what I mean? You have to maintain that sort of build throughout the whole way. You think you're gonna keep those muscles? You gotta keep on going. You gotta keep on going.
a lot of training constantly and not
Food, the amount of food that you're eating. Perfect example. Eddie Hall. Does anybody know who Eddie Hall is? Do you know the amount of food that he needs to get in order for him to reach that certain level of mass and to have that strongman sort of build? We're talking about meals for 5 people, a whole family. A whole family and a dog is what he needs to eat for him to get that sort of body.
just be depicted in the game just walking around for hours on end, sleeping here and there, and never actually shown to train. Because if you have this physique, you have to sustain it all the time. Now with my training, I train the way that I want to look. I don't want to get bigger than this.
See what I mean? See what I mean? She's not training to be like Abby. She's training for her own thing. Just like Alyssa, she trains for her own thing. It's everybody has their own set of rules. That's why Alyssa looks like she's trying to be like Alyssa's training to I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. Empress is training to keep her butt looking big, but have a slim look, and have a slightly toned body, but keep her femininity. Alyssa is training to join the Dwarf Olympics. I'm sorry. Alyssa's training to do the Dwarf Olympics. There, I said it. I'm sorry. She's out there mining underneath the ground, trying to collect gems, rock and stone. That's Alyssa Mercante. That's why she got rid of her hair. She out there trying to hunt for gems. Rock and stone, Alyssa. Okay, those are two different body builds. There's two different reps, two different sort of training exercises right there.
I can get a bit more definition, but really I trained on and off throughout these 10 years. I had many different things happening into my life. I never really stopped training for more than like 2 weeks. I also haven't trained all that heavy all the time for most of the
Also, what she's just said right there, because she trains for most of her life, but here's the thing. She eats food, and I'm pretty sure she eats her own junk food and all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna go back to what she said. Look at where is it? She wants to keep Where are you? Where are you? You were right there. That right there. She's trying to keep that. You see what I mean? She wants to keep that. She likes this right here. Does she want to grow more here? That's up to her. She wants to have a little bit more on the arm muscle, but not too much. Everything that she does with her own body, she's probably writing this shit down, because if you didn't know any, I need to let people know this. People that work out on the gym are probably smart. Surprise, surprise, I'm telling the truth. They write shit down. They count their calories. So a lot of us eat a lot of food, a lot of bread, sugar, all this stuff, salt, all these different things. She's trying to keep this because I guarantee you, Empress has 5 fucking dresses that she wants to wear and look nice. 5 fucking dresses. You have no idea how insecure women are more than men. You have no fucking idea. She wants to look at the mirror, so it's like this. She wants to have the bubble butt going. She wants the dress to reach from here. She wants the shoulders to be a little bit of definition, but not too much. Even like jewelry, she wants the jewelry to look nice on her body. She wants her back to be shown on the back of a dress. All this sort of stuff matters. Even that little fat that men like, you know how men say like, oh man, the little fat in the front of their belly, right up their belly button, we like that. Some women don't like that shit. Some women do like that shit. But for her, she wants to have that slim figure. And that's just her own regimen. That's her own thing. And if Alyssa Mercante wants to join the Dwarf Olympics, that's up to her.
Normally, as a woman, once again, to come at me without annoying.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The Last of Us will never be remembered as a great sequel, and Abby will be remembered as a prop for transgenderism. You might be correct on that. You might be correct on that last one as well. Because what do you think a development team would do if you were doing very, very well with your own development team like Naughty Dog? What do you think you would work on the next game on? Correct. You would work on the next new game. You would not be working on a remaster of a remaster. You would be not working on a remaster of a remaster of a remaster. You would not be working on this, wasting your goddamn time, and then you come out with a new game where it's a ball bitch in space. Are you fucking kidding me? At least with Hideo Kojima, he came out with his second game, knowing that the next... It's like, he came out with his second game for Death Stranding 2, knowing like, hey, we need to push forward. We need to keep going. You know, we did good with this first game. Now we need to keep going. You don't make remaster. That means you're losing money. You are trying to catch... You are wasting money. This is what I've been talking about when it comes to bloat. You are bloating up your shit. You are spending more money to make nickels and dimes. You know your game failed because you didn't turn a profit. Last of Us Part 1 made a lot of money. Last of Us Part 2 made a quarter of the money that they got from the first game. And so they make remake after remake after remake, thinking, oh man, well, maybe the next generation will like the game. Niggas are barely playing it. Oh, another person said, which is how you know Neil is a bad game designer, because Last of Us 2 has a trans character. Everybody's saying that. Is that... I have a feeling that she was a woman the whole time and everybody knew it, and then all of a sudden a bunch of freaks on the internet was like, yeah, she's trans-coded. I fucking hate that term, coded. She's like, everybody knew she was a woman, and then as soon as the trans bullshit came up, they're like, oh yeah, she's trans-coded. You have no idea how much these freaks piss me off, man. Every time he's like, yo, I just built this I just drew this this picture of Joan of Arc. Oh yeah, she's trans-coded. What? No, she's not. No, she's not. I just drew Joan of Arc. It's so weird how quickly certain people latch onto stuff, and not in a good way. So Neil screwed up the design of 2 characters because he's a moron. He is a moron. Death Stranding at least is a good story. Games kind of sucks though. Yes, it kind of does suck.
My story and anything of the sort, just even offer your services like that, it's extremely ridiculous and insulting, because
I don't think appealing, like she said this before, I don't think appealing to the grossest men online is the move. It actually is the move, because if you were appealing to the majority of gamers, which are men, you would still have a fucking job. Just saying. If you had more integrity for your own, you know, your own gaming journalist job that you got fired for, you would still have a job. You needed us and you fucked that up. Okay?
You don't know me. You don't know that I'm actually a professional licensed trainer for
Oh,
at least
I didn't know that.
7 years now. And I did coach people, men. I coach men mostly because this is just how it happens. And I can help them create really good physiques, the physiques that they want. Exactly. Everybody has their goals. Some men can just want more muscle and be relatively lean, others can be more lean. This is all.
Like, I just said that. She's just saying the same. I'm just gonna let her speak because she's saying the same thing I'm saying.
Cool, and I can do that for them. So I definitely don't need another person just come at me, critique my physique, and say that I don't have any definition for 10 years and be like a DM and whatever. And of course, she used this case to promote her physique, and she did actually build a lot of muscle. But first, that is not the way that you should pose a bicep curl from the back. She should be able to like do this a bit more from the back so the bicep can pop. Right now I don't have really a pump, but this is how you should do it. Like a bit further, like the shoulder should be further out.
You can
You
either
actually show the bicep, that's the point. So that's not really the right pose. And okay, maybe she can build more muscle than me because this is her body structure. And that's all good for her. Great. I'm always happy for people to lift weights, and I'm happy for women that lift weights because this is prolonging our lives. This is making our bones that much stronger. And that is just biological reality. If you train, if you're a man or a woman, you'll still get all the same benefits, but just in different quantities, because as women we cannot really build as much muscle as men. We start from a very low point in comparison with the guy who already has a lot of muscle before he even starts training. Although
I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna just say what's true with science. Women are smarter. Yeah, guys, I know, but women are smarter. They have a lot of estrogen, but they do have a lot of intelligence. They have a lot of intelligence. You'll be surprised how many women are working in the Oval Office of America right now. Women are very, very smart, and they're probably smarter than men. But luckily, women know that they need men, and men know that men need women. Men are predominantly stronger. That's just how it is. It's just the way it is. Are we a little bit lower on the intelligence spectrum? Yeah, but like we said, men need women, women need men. This is just quote a very famous song. That's just the way it is. It's just how it is.
though you can't tell in some guys, but that's a biological fact. Guys, you do have more muscle than us starting, and you know that, of course. You're stronger, your bones are stronger, and you're stronger overall because of those traits. And there is nothing wrong with that. Now, there were some very cool comments for which I'm very thankful for people that came to basically defend me. In some of those comments that came to my aid, there were some misconceptions about training as well, which I also wanted to.
Jay Viper. Alyssa is displaying a classic case of being threatened by a more attractive woman. The 40k Empress looks feminine, whereas Alyssa Mercante has a masculine form, which she has no idea how to work out and does movesets designs for men. I disagree on that one. Yeah, I disagree on that one. The reason is that it's okay for women to work out and build muscle mass, but her body, she is a female, 100% female. That's who Alyssa Mercante is. And that works for her. I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, shaved her head, looks awful, attacks Toasty Mosty, who has a feminine head and an actual bazookas. 40k shows what an actual female looks like. Alyssa Mercante can't stand it. Shows her male mirrored form as contrast. On and on we go until the end of time. I don't think she did it because of the way she looks. I think she did it because she disagrees with the way she disagrees with the way um the way Empress looks at, like, she's basically saying, Empress is saying this is now how a woman should look. A woman can't build up like that, especially in the post-apocalyptic area. And Alyssa Mercante is saying, well, you're just transphobic. And then Jade Viper is saying, like, it's like, oh, you can't stand a woman that's actually attractive. No, it's all about her point of view when it comes to who should look like who. That's it's not about the way she looks at all. It's not. Alyssa Mercante is just doing this to get some clicks. It's not anything more than that. It's she disagrees with how, you know, the way the woman looks and all that stuff. But all in all, her only goal with the whole thing was to be a bitch. That was, she was hoping to be a bitch and then get some clicks, but it didn't work out. That's her only goal. And I think Alyssa Mercante working out, she does look nice in some areas, but it's just like that's about it.
So yeah, basically women should train like men. There's no differences between training.
Yeah, there's no difference.
As a woman, you still should lift heavy weights. You lift them, you put them down.
Yes.
The motion is the same, the muscles are the same. Although we not the potential to grow as big as the man's muscles can grow, we still have to train in the exact same way as men do. Of course, you can decide not to train your chest because you're a woman, but
basically what I'm saying is what she said. Both training regimens that these two women do are both true. They're both fine.
When you actually create the chest muscle, you can see your body just protruding a bit forward. The chest area, it's just firmer. It looks very cool actually, and doesn't look like a guy. Does this look like a guy? I don't think so. I'm still building up what I had. I was a bit more muscular before, but the point is, it's not okay to just come to somebody's post and just attack them like out of the blue just because they said something about a fictional character you don't agree. You can say something else like, well, Abby this and Abby that, Abby train, Abby has whatever. Some people said I haven't played the games. I actually have full playthrough of the first and second game on my 40k channel. Back when I used to mix it up with gaming, which I shouldn't do, but that's what happened. You can't actually remember everything, but yes, there was like a dream shown and whatever. But again, she's walking all the time, Abby that is, and she can't sustain that muscle all the time. But it's a game, I get it. The one thing that I would do differently about The Last of Us 2 when it comes to Abby's character, we still have to have Abby in the first place, is to make her feminine and make her muscular in shape, but make her feminine, make her beautiful, because why the heck not? I understand.
Yeah, like I said before, the way Abby looked beforehand, before the time skip, it made sense. And then as soon as they skipped all the way to the front, she not only got taller, but her whole muscular features drastically changed. We're not talking Ellie a kid and Ellie into an adult. That one made sense. Even the face was pretty much the same with Ellie, from being a kid to a young woman. But for Abby, we're talking about like, there's supposed to be a line, and that line forks into like 3 different directions or something. Her body just said, fuck that fork road. I'm gonna be a man. And it just doesn't make any sense to anybody.
Understand why she wouldn't put makeup on, okay? But you can still make her features more beautiful, more feminine, her body to have the shape of a woman's body and all those things. We actually did have women in the first game. I remember one particular character, I think her name was Tess.
Bro, I totally forgot about Tess. Her body made more sense.
She had a feminine, lean physique, I think so. That's
yeah,
okay
her
enough.
right there.
That's okay. But all the other women in The Last of Us 2 are just wearing these baggy clothes and constantly hide their physiques. Well, for the most part that is. And then when we actually see their physiques, they're still flat as a board. And that throughout, really. Maybe Dina looks a bit different, but then she doesn't really look that attractive in the game at all. And I want attractive women as well, because that is what cool to play. I did write a comment on fellow content creator Decembro's video. Just want to read that for you real quick, guys, because it is very reminiscent of what we're talking about when it comes to attractive characters. And
Yeah.
this time it is about the latest game that we are going to see from Neil.
Yeah, the latest game from Neil Druckmann that's basically another thing that's, you remember the two bald Asian kids? Well, now we got a bald black lady? Asian lady? I don't know. She looks like the Avatar, the last Skybender. I don't know. But basically, every time when I see Neil Druckmann's games, I'm just like, is this for you? Because it ain't for me. And like I've said before, and Decembra's probably going to say the same thing, we are playing a video game. Do you understand me? We are playing a video game. We want the gameplay, and we want to see some visual craziness. We want to see some visuals. So, when you show me something that I definitely don't want to look at, guess what's going to happen? I ain't going to play your fucking game. Alright? I ain't gonna play this bald. You want me to play this bald bitch? No, thank you. Okay? I'd rather play Risk of Rain and play some robot with a fucking hat and a trench coat. I'd rather play fucking Borderlands 2 Zero. I'd rather play Zero. He's scrawny robot looking dude with the cool face and shit. I would rather, and these characters are not only just some of these characters are not only attractive, but they also bring in the rule of cool, which is very important. It's called the rule of cool. Do not make me play. Perfect example, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They let you play Henry, who is pretty awesome, pretty attractive for some ladies, and also they make you play the former priest, what's his name? Nope, getting two games mixed up. His name is former priest. I forgot his fucking name. Oh my god, I need to go back to that game. But basically, he's a womanizing priest, but he's so fucking cool. And like I said, the rule of cool. He's an old bastard, but he's cool. I like to hear his voice. I like to see him in every cutscene. He's awesome. Yeah, I'm playing an old guy, but he's cool. I like him. He doesn't look attractive. He's just awesome. Godwin, thank you. I appreciate that. But like I said, the rule of cool and or attractiveness is what sets the bar for video games. Perfect example. We're not even talking about attractive characters anymore or rule of cool characters. We're talking about the overall landscape of a game, the setting of the game. Expedition 33, the map, the layout. Everything looks like a painting. Everything looks, the skybox is amazing looking. It is so beautiful. But it doesn't have crazy graphics. And like I said, the rule of cool. People keep on saying, oh shit, I don't like art. Nigga, you have 50 plus games in your fucking library. You like art, okay? So don't come to me with this bullshit that you don't like art. There's a reason why people like Princess Mononoke, okay? There's a reason. There's a reason why people like fucking... I could go on forever. Let's continue.
Druckmann and Naughty Dog, which is going to be this intergalactic heretic prophet game. So this is what I wrote. Seeing yourself, because a lot of people say that you have to see yourself in a character and whatever. No, you don't. You really don't have to do that. So here's what they said. Seeing yourself in a character is no needed in general. It's ego-driven and self-absorbed. Characters need to be interesting, fascinating, and inspirational, if they're heroes. Just written well with substance and meaning to be compelling. That is it. Thus how they look and present themselves in the shell that delivers that visually, it's important, it's essential. I want to play with such characters. They are not real, which is more of a reason for them to be exceptional in some way. We need them for entertainment, to have another experience and escape reality. So mediocrity should not be present,
Which
let
is
alone the
most
hubris
games
of
lately.
forcing it down our throats with attitude and call it art of expression. Expression of what?
Exactly.
Mediocrity and mental insecurities? Please, Neil Druckmann and everyone else that is brainwashed, keep this lack of real qualities for yourself and take your antidepressants. And then I said great video design, bro, because it is. So when it comes to fictional characters,
She caught me. She caught me. I was just thinking about this game. I was like, she's talking, and I'm just like, I want to play Mecha Break right now. And she just busted it out. Bro, by the way, oh shit! By the way, has anybody seen my character in Mecha Break? Bro, my character, the Mecha Break, the actual Mecha Break account was saying, show us your pilot and your mech. And everybody down the line was showing different characters with different, with different mechs. And everybody's like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. You want to know the one tweet that got the most clicks out of any Twitter, fucking, like, out of all of my Twitter, like, little comments, the one tweet that got the most likes was me showing my character and my mech. Mostly my character, my pilot. And I'm telling you right now, they were not looking at my mech. My character looked fucking gorgeous. She was long white hair, voluptuous. She looked like a teacher where you wish you got in trouble. You wish she brought down the law in her classroom. And bro, for like a whole week, that one post, that one picture of my character for Mecha Break just kept on getting likes after likes. I was working and I was like, who's texting me? More likes. Next day, more likes. And I'm like, okay, this is the only text that or the only comment that I put on Twitch or on Twitter, that one that gets the most likes is my character. And I'm not talking about every single person's, every pilot on that Twitter reply. Not everybody got the same amount of likes. Mine got the most. And I was like, what the fuck? I've said so many different things, but I show my hot character and everybody's like, yeah, this is the best one. And then people started bookmarking my character, and I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys bookmarking my character? I was like, what are you guys doing? What are you... They're like, yo, good job, champ, good job, I need this. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? But that's what I mean, bro. You have to understand, not only is this game not only are video games predominantly owned by men, some female, you have to understand that people are attracted to attractive characters, almost more than women are. Almost more. You have no idea how savage women can be when it pertains to other women, or when it pertains to men. You just sit down and listen to women in fucking locker rooms. They are savage.
and people in general, it's okay to say
Need
something
material
if you don't
for
like
later,
it. Just
yeah.
the way that you say it is important. The context matters.
Show you my character? I'll show you after.
I will never go to Alyssa and write her on her page and say, hey Alyssa, I think that you look like whatever it is. I would never say that. I'm not that kind of a person. Even though she went after me, super uncalled for, I will never go and do that to her. And I will never send my people and my followers on all my channels to just go and just harass her. I will never do that. I just don't think it's okay for not only women, but to men as well, to just go and do that. Like all those people that also attack me, people that are out of shape, people that do not look very good at all. You lecture me
Mm-hmm.
without knowing me, without knowing that I actually almost cured the guy from diabetes. Like I made him lose weight. He stopped so many of his
Nice.
meds. I helped other people as well just with an advice. I make them independent of me even, just so they can be healthy and continue on with their lives, just doing things better for themselves. So the last thing I want to do is to go after someone
True.
and harass them and to go and lecture them. Even if I know what is better, I'm not going under every single person that ever did fitness and criticizing them about their goals and how they're doing things.
Yeah.
If somebody wants my coaching, they're
And that's also a good, we're not even talking about looks anymore. Most people would be attracted to Empress because that's the manner that she carries herself in. More people would be attracted to this individual than Alyssa Mercante, because Alyssa Mercante looks like she has a whole bunch of issues on herself. Yeah, you're working out, you're looking good, slay girl, slay, but you're fucking annoying.
gonna get it. Just wanted this to be recorded in a video to know what happened, to have some more context. Well articulated, intelligent criticism is another thing, but harassment is a totally different thing.
Harassment
So
is
yeah,
different.
guys, love ya. With me, the 40k Empress or G-Hammer Empress.
Yeah. Oh, and here's another one, by the way. I totally forgot. Titus from Space Marines 2. The man's a fucking racist. But he's fucking cool. You see what I mean? The rule of cool, and also women find him attractive. They do. Titus from Space Marines 2 and Space Marines 1. Everybody likes him. Everybody thinks he's cool. But he's a fucking racist. Just no, there's no hero in 40k. But people like him. Because not only is he attractive, but he has the rule of cool all about him. But like she said, she's completely right. Especially with that one video with Desmond Bro. But anyway, let's leave it at there. I will send you a link. I think really, really good video. I thought that was good to share. I'll share it with you guys right now. Yeah, really smart, really beautiful. She's awesome. Just like me. Slow down.